Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this SQL interview question and answer series, we are going to see question. So, this question has been asked in the multiple interview questions like data engineering role, data scientist role, and data analyst role as well. And also, it has been asked in the multiple interview like in TCS, Infosys, uh, CTS, EPAM, KPMG, and PwC. All those interviews has been asked this question. In this video, we are going to see duplicate records using SQL. So basically, we have a two challenge in this finding the duplicate records. The first challenge is uh, you with you need to use the first name, last name, and email ID to find the duplicate records irrespective of employee ID and department. So what it means, you no need to consider employee ID and department, just use the first name, last name, and employee ID, email ID, just find the duplicate records, and you show me the result, the first question. So yeah, just show me the result. The second question, this is the very important one, and also very challenging one. So you need to show the duplicate records including employee ID and department. So if you find the duplicate records in this table, just show me the oldest record. So not the newest records. So how do you find the oldest records? We have a employee ID. If it's oldest records, we will have the number will be previous. For example, 101 ID has been created. So he joined as a sales department. Then he moved to marketing team. Then we have created another record as 103 as a employee ID. So now we need to pick this record and show me only the 101 employee ID records. So and also we have another employee ID 102 has been bombed. It's the same record. It has been created twice. So now you need to show we have this is a duplicate record, right? Now we need to show the 102 records. So this is the expected output. If you see this result, you need to show all the columns as well. So, okay, let's solve this problem. So, let's go to the SQL IDE. So, if you see this website, so I have already created the employee table. I have loaded the data as well. As per the spreadsheet, I have loaded the record. So, now you are able to see all those records as per the spreadsheet. So, now we are going to solve the first challenge in the finding the duplicate records. So what is the first challenge? You need to use the first name, last name, email ID and find the duplicate records irrespective of employee ID or department. So you have to think how we can able to solve this problem in SQL way. The first thing is you need to group the data, right? The first name and last name and email ID. If it's grouping, after grouping the data, if it has a duplicate record, that you can count, you can increase the count. So just count that records. So if you found that combination of the data, if it's more than one, that means that's a duplicate record, right? So that's the thing we are going to solve that. So basically you need to group the data and you have to use the aggregate function count, and then you have to filter the records where that count is more than one. So we need to select the columns, right? You need to show first name column and last name column, so and email ID, right? So we selected the records. Now you need to group the records based on the conditions, right? So just you have to group by, and you specify first name column and last name column and email ID. You need to group the records, right? You need to basically you need to use this column and group the records. Now you need to, after group the records, just find the count. You need to aggregate the records, right? If it's more than one, so just okay, let me give star. Star means in this three column. So if you found any duplicate records, it will increase the count. So if you run the query now, so yes, okay, let me give a count as uh, record counts route RC. Okay, Let me run this result. So if you run the query now, so you got the result as per expect. Okay, we got the expected output, right? So we have a counts is more than two. That means it's a duplicate record. Now what we have to do, just you need to filter that record. If it's RC is greater than one, that means it's a duplicate record. So how do you filter that? So just use having. So having RC RC greater than 1. So that means if its count is more than 1, that means it's a duplicate record. So yeah, so why we used having instead of where? So because in after you have applied the aggregated data, in on the top of aggregate data, if you want to filter the records, you have to use where class. Sorry, you have to use having instead of where, because so where class that execution, if you know the SQL execution order, so you will understand that. Okay, so this is we have solved the first problem now. So let's go to the second problem. So that's a very important one and challenging one as well. So let me select start from employee table. So just we are selecting the records. So what we need to find that. So we need to find the duplicate records. In the duplicate record, just show me the oldest records. So pick the oldest records, not the newest records. So yeah, that's the thing we need to solve this problem. So yeah, how do you solve in the SQL way? You need to think before writing the query. So what we can do, we can use a Windows function to solve this problem. So for that, if you partition the data based on the column called first name, last name, and email ID, and also if you order the data based on the employee ID in the descending, and if you give the row number, if its row number is more than one, so that means those records are oldest records in the duplicate values, right? So this is the thing we are going to do. We are going to write the query now. So first thing is you need to use the Windows function. So in this Windows function, we are going to use row number. So row number and space, and you need to specify the window function, right? Just you type the over. So in the over class, just you specify partition by. Okay, let me remove space. Partition, we need to based on the partition column. What are the columns you are going to use? First name, last name, email ID. So in the first name, comma last name, comma email ID. So based on this column, it will partition the data. If it has a duplicate record of combination of these records, then it will be partition the data. Now we need to order the data, order by based on the employee ID. Correct. So if you do the employee ID in descending, so you just based on this thing we are going giving as a row number, right? Just as RN. So if you run the query, now you are able to see the results, right? Okay, let me run the query. So now you see latest records will always have one in the row number. So older records will have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, right? For example, in Alice, so one he started with the sales department, then he moved to marketing team. So now he is in the marketing because this is the latest record. So if you now if older records have uh, we need to, as per our requirement, find the duplicate values and show me the oldest records in the duplicate values. So in this thing, if you need to show the oldest records, right? So if you filter RNS more than one, that means that's a duplicate value as well, and also it's a oldest record, right? So to achieve that solution, so we can use a two methods. One is you can use a subquery, or you can use a CTE. So in this example, we are going to use CTE. So what is the syntax of CTE? So you have to use with, and you can give any name. Just I'm giving CTE has. So and open the bracket and close the bracket with the query. Now, if you want to show the results, select star from CTE. Okay. Just run this, just type select star from CTE, just run the query, you will get the same result. So now that requirement is you need to show, you don't need to show the RN column, right? Just you need to show the employee ID, first name, last name, and email ID in department, right? So you need to select those columns now. So first you need to select employee ID and first name column, comma last name, comma email ID column, comma department. So we have selected the required column as per our requirement. Now we need to filter. We don't need to show all the records. Just we need to show duplicate records with have oldest records. You don't need to show recent one. So now we have to filter the records. To filter the records, we have to use where condition rn greater than 1 means that records are oldest records and also it's a duplicate values. It's a duplicate values. So if you like this video, please subscribe. So let's run this query. So you are able to see this records, right? So as per our requirement, we got the result. So let me explain again how we solve this query. We solve this problem. The first you need to partition the data based on the first name, last name, and email ID. If it has the same record, so then give the if it has different number, just give the row number based on the employee ID in the descending order, because if you give that thing you will able to filter that records. If it's more than one, that means the employee ID record is it's a duplicate value and also it's a oldest records, so we won't show the recent records, right? So yeah, so we solve this problem today. So find the employee who earns more than their manager. So that's a question. So we have a employee table. So in this employee table we have employee ID, name, salary, and manager ID. So manager also is one of the employee in the company, right? So that's we have just a employee ID here as a manager ID. So now, so we need to find out who earns more than their manager. Say for example, let's take Alice 101. He's here he earns 60,000 as a salary. His manager is 103. He earns 80,000. But the salary, if you compare the salary with 60,000 to 80,000, employee earns less than the manager. So now the question is to find out who earns more than their manager. So let's take Frank. So he earns 70,000. So and manager is ID is 104. He earns 65,000. So now the employee earns more than the manager salary, right? So we need to pick that, and also same as a you. So he earns more than the manager salary. So this is the requirement. Let's see how we can able to solve in the SQL. So I have already created the employee table. Just I loaded the same data into the table. Now so let's think how we can able to solve this problem in the SQL way. To solve this problem, so we have to find out the manager's salary, right? So we can use self join. We can say we can join the same table with again we can find the manager's salary. Once we find the manager's salary, we can filter, we can use a where condition to filter the records where the employee salary is more than the manager salary. So yeah, that's the thing we are going to do. So let's take the all the column. So we just renaming table name as employee, and we are going to join inner join. So we need to do that again with employee table because it's a self join, right? So we are as a manager table, and what condition? So on, so employee e dot manager ID, right? We are taking as employee from the employee table. We are taking the manager ID equal to, we are joining, right? We, for as per the joining condition, you need to table 1 and inner join table 2, and on condition you need to specify the matching column, right? So we are from the, we take this is as employee ID, we are taking the employee manager ID. We need to match with manager table, right? This is the manager table. So we have a employee ID matching employee ID. So employee ID. So now we will get the required output, right? So just we will select the required columns from the employee table, employee ID, comma from employee table name, comma employee table salary, comma from employee column manager ID. And we need from the manager table, we need a manager salary, right? So if you select columns, we will get the required output as per our requirement. So now we have to filter the records who earns more than the more than the manager salary, right? This is the manager salary. This is okay. Let's take as manager salary. To avoid confusion, just I'm renaming the column. So now we have a employee salary and there okay, so here though I made a mistake, it should be manager ID. Okay. So now we got the required output, right? So we got employee ID, name, salary, manager ID, and their manager respective salary. For example, 103 is if you go to this table, 103 he got 80,000 as a salary, right? So we are getting that value here. So as per our condition, it's correct. Now we need to filter who earns. To filter the records, we have to use where condition. So now we need to filter who earns employee more than their manager. So employee dot salary greater than employee, sorry, manager dot, okay, maybe we can use manager salary. So if you run the query, so we got the result, right? So as per our requirement, we got the result. How we solve the issue? We did the inner join basically with the self join. So once we did the gen join, we filter the records where that employee is getting more than the manager salary, who earns more than the employee salary. So if you like this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Let's see the today question. So so we need to find out the running total of sales for each department, sorry, each city. So let's see the sample data. So we have a sales ID, city, sales date, and sales amount. We have totally four columns in the sales data table. So what is the question? We need to find the total sales for each running total of the sales for each city, right? So for example, for 2025 in October month, so we have 15,000 sales in the New York City. So in the sales 82 in London, so on the same date we have 22,000. So in third Tokyo we have 11,000, and fourth Paris on the same date we have 35,000, and in the fourth city we have a sales data. So each day we are getting the data in the four cities. So this is the sample data. So what is the question? Find the running total of sales for each city. For example, in each city we need to find out every day what is the sales, and then running total of the sales. For example, what is the expected output? If you see the expected output table in sales ID, city, sales date, and sales amount, we are calculating the running total for city, each city. For example, if you take the London city, for example, 1, 2, 3. We have three records for London city. So we took that city based on the sales date. So for example, first day in October, first day we had a sales around 22,000. So we just kept that 22,000. So and then we need to find out the next a day. So in the London city, so we have 10,500. We need to add previous date's sales as well. So that's a running total for that city. So next day we have around 14,500 as a sales. So we need to add all the sales. So basically the 32,500 plus 14,500 we will get 47,000. Then we need to take the next city, New York. So New York has the same day on the October 1 we have 15,000. We need to 15,000. So in the next day we have 12,000. We need to add 15,000 plus 12,000 and then we need to show the result. This is the running total of the sales or city. So we need to calculate like this. Okay, let's go to the SQL tool and then let's try to solve this problem by using the SQL query. So I have already created the sales data table. So I loaded the same data to the Excel file. So in the table. So now you are able to just run this query. You will get the same data. So whatever we saw in the sample data, we have the same data in this table as well. Okay, let's try to understand in the SQL way how to solve this problem. So what we need to do, we need to group the data based on the city. Then we need to order the sales data and then we need to calculate for each day. For example, for each day we need calculate and then calculate the previous date if we have in the same city. Then how do you solve that? So we need to partition by the city and order by the sales data in the ascending order. So and then we need to sum that amount, right? So we can use for this scenario, we can use easily Windows function to solve this problem. Okay, let's show you how to do that. Basically, we need to sum the data, right? For example, we need to sum the date based on the sales amount. So that order should be based on the sales data, right? So we can use a sum and then what is the column name we need to sum? So it's a sale amount, right? Sale amount over. So we are using the Windows function. So in this Windows function, what need to be done? We need to find out the running total of the sales for each city. So for example, we need to group these by city. So we need to partition the data. So partition by city, city. And we need to order the data based on the sales data, right? We need to order the sales data to calculate the running total by the dates, right? So sales data, sorry, sales date, sales date column. Okay, so now you will get the running total as, okay, let's as running total. Running total. So just run this query now. So now you got the result. So if you see now, see as per our Excel file, so we need to find out the data based on the columns, right? Based on the sales city and then we based on the sales amount, we need to calculate that. If you see that result now, we got the result as per our requirement. So now that city has been grouped and then date has been ordered. For example, day one. So because it's in ascending order, if you didn't specify also, that sales data has been ordered by ascending order. So now you will check the result. So for example, the first day we have 22,000. So next day we have 10,500. We need to total that amount. We need to give that amount here. So and then next day we have 14,500. We need to sum those all those amount and then we need to calculate that. That is the running amount. So it's a 47,000. So as per our requirement, we have solved this problem. So this is the most important interview question. So how we solved it? We used Windows function. So basically we partitioned the data based on the city and order the data based on the sales date, and then we sum that amount. Every day we will sum that amount, so we will get the running total for that specific requirement. So let me explain the table, and then I will go to the question. So we have a employee table. So in this table we have employee ID, employee name, and salary, and we have department as well. So we have four columns. So the question is, find the second highest salary on each department. Basically, you need to separate the employee based on the department, and then you need to find out the second highest salary on their department. So for example, in engineering team we have 104 employee ID, and 106 he is from engineering team, and 109 he is from engineering team. So if you take these three employees, so 109 is getting around 1,30,000, and 104 he is getting around 1,20,000 as a salary, and finally 106 he is getting around 1,10,000 as a salary. So from this department, you need to find out the second highest salary, and then you need to filter the record, right? So if you see this record, you are able to identify David Wilson. So 104 employee ID, he is getting 1,20,000. He is the second highest salary. So we have selected that record from the engineering team. So like that, we need to find out for marketing and sales. So after finding those values, basically 102 employee Bob is 85,000. He is second highest salary in the marketing team. So Charlie, he is second highest salary in the sales department. So okay, now we need to find out this answer by writing the SQL query. So, okay, let's go to online tool. So, already I have created the employee table. So, in this employee table, I am just selecting the all the employees. So, let's see all the employee details. Basically, it's same as whatever we saw just now on that Excel file. So same data I have imported to this table. So now we have to solve the problem, right? We need to find out the second highest salary from the each department. So you need to think how we can solve this problem. So basically we need to find the we need to group the data from the department, and then you need to descending the salary within the department, and also you need to give the rank. So 1 2 3 based on the salary, then we need to filter the records. This is the way to access to get that second highest salary from this table. So let's go to this tool and then try to solve by writing query what I said right now. So for example, to get the rank for each department and based on the salary in the descending order, so we can use a dense rank, right? Dense rank. So it is a window function. It's you can use subquery, but it's very complicated to solve that issue. So you can use window function. It will be it's optimized way to write the query as well. So how do you write the window function? So you can specify the rank, the dense rank, and over. So in this over, just you need to what you need to do in the partition, you need to partition based on the department, right? So you need to partition by department, right? You need to partition the department, and then you need to order the data based on the salary, right? Salary in descending. So now we will get the rank based on the partitioning the data within the partition, we are giving the rank for salary based on the descending order. So let's run this query. You will get that result for that. So okay, let's column rename as uh, rank number. Okay, let's we will give RN. So you just renaming the column. So now you got the result, right? Now if you see the result from this table, so if you see the result, so now we, for example, we group the department based on the department. For example, engineering team has been grouped, and then salary has been descending order, and then we gave the based on the descending order, we gave the rank number. For example, marketing, same thing. It will be start from one again because we are partitioning the data based on the department. So marketing, and then we gave based on the descending order of the salary, we gave the rank number. So now the we got the rank number. Now what is the requirement? We need to find the second highest salary, right? So if you filter by just row number 2, we will get that records, right? So we will create a CTE. So to solve the problem, so because just you can use CTE as, and we can give bracket. So now, so you need to select the columns, right? What and all column you need? So you need a column employee ID, employee ID, and the employee name, and we need a salary and department, right? From CTE, we have created the CTE function. So if you run this query, we will get the same result because from this we got that uh, result, right? Now we need only row number equal to 2. So if you specify Rn equal to 2, where you, why I got error because I missed where function. You need to filter the records, then you need to use where function, where class to filter the records. So just you can use where Rn equal to 2, so you got the result. So you can able to see that you can able to match the records as per our result Excel sheet. We got the result. So this is the way to solve this problem. So question is find the number of records after inner join, left join, right join, and full join. So this is the thing we are going to see in this video. The first table we have, so table 1, T1 has record 1, 1, 0, 0, and null, null, null. This is the table 1 values. We have another table T2, values of 1, 1, 1, and we have 0, 0, and null, null. So this is the value we have in the table 1 and table 2. So we need to join this both records, and then we need to find out how many records available in the inner join. After you need to find out how many records after left join. You need to find out at a right join how many records, and full joins. We need to find out how many records in each joins. So yeah. So first thing, how do you find that count? So first one, we need to find the uh, inner join, right? For example, what is the inner join? It should match both value. Then we can take the records. In this case, the T1 1 has been matched with 3 ones in the T2. So that means we will get totally three records, right? For one. So, yeah, correct. Another one. For example, now you want to match with one with again three ones. Then you will get three records because it's matching with T1 and T2. We will get three records. Again, we have 0. So 0, we have totally two zeros. Then we will get for first 0, we will get 2, right? So let's add plus 2. Again, another 0. We have matching two records of 0. So then we need to add another 2. So now, for example, in null, so how do you match the null values T1 and T2? So it's not possible, right? How do you, without value, how do you match? So that means that inner join, we won't get any null values. So then you can find the total values. Yeah, right. So totally you will get 10 records for inner join. Okay. So for left join. So in left join, so we need to take the left table and we need to join with T2. So basically you need to keep all the records from T1 and then you need to join with T2 table, right? For example, now you will take one, it will be matched with all ones, right? So then you will get three values. Again next, so again one we have, so and then we are joining with here matching records, we have three records. Next we will take 0. So 0 here, let me check in T2 table. In T2 table we have a two matching values, then we will get 2 for 0. Then another we have another 0. So if you check in T2 we will get a two 0 values. So then we need to keep null values as well, right? We have null. So basically null with empty value, how do you match? You will not able to match. Then, but we have a left join. Then we need to keep left join null values, right? One for that row and then next one, right? Totally you will have null values. So in the left table, three null values. So then you will get inner join plus null values on left join. For example, for right join, how do you find the counts? For example, here you need to keep the right side table and then you need to join T1 table to with T2. So you need to keep the T1. So let's take 1. So how many matching records we will found in the T1 table? It's a 2. So next, if you take 1, if you match with T1, we will get 2 records. So again, if you match, we have another one. If you match with T1, we will get 2. And if you take, now we will take 0. So how many records we have in the T1 table? We have a 2 records, matching records. Then if you take another 0, we have another 2 matching zeros. Now we need to take null. So null you will not able to compare or match that value. So but you are taking right side value. Then you need to keep the right side null value. One record, another right side null record, one. So totally you will get 12. So inner join plus how many null values on the right side table. So that's a value of for right join, full join. So full join, you need to join all the records irrespective of matching or not matching. So if it's not matching with T1, we need to check in T2. So you need to find that count. For example, let's find the matching records. So So totally we have a inner join. So if you find easily, if you want to find, uh, okay, let's go by one again. So then finally I will show you the easy way to count left join and right join and full join. The first one, so we need to take one. We need to check do we have matching record? Yes. How many records? Three. So again we will take one and then we'll check do we have matching record? Yes, three. So then if you take 0, how many matching records? We have 2. So 2. So and we'll take another 0. We'll check how many records we have. 2. So then null. So we will not able to match any null values with any table. So we'll take 3 null values and then we if now we need to take t2 and then we'll check whether how many records if we don't have any matched value then we need to take and then add it to that one it's already we matched 0 we already matched null because anyway we will not able to match that so now we will have a two null values from t2 so totally you will get 10 plus 5 15 you will get. So easy way to find left joint, right? Now this is the way to find the how many records for each joint. For example, if it's left joint, so for that you need to count like this. For example, now easy to way to find the number of records for left joint, right joint, and full joint. So you first you find the inner joint. So then uh, easy way is 10 plus how many records are null values are there or not matched values are there so then you need to match take that all your values so matched value is 10 so plus 3 you will get 13 so for right join so we will keep all those records so match values are 10 so you will need to find out non-match value plus null value so non-match value we don't have anything so we have just null values so just you can count it so just add 2 10 plus 2 12 so in full join you need to inner join plus non-matching values for on both tables t1 and t2 and also you need to add null values as well so now you will have 10 matching records and then 5 non-matching records so then we need to add 5 totally we will have 15 so now this is the way to find the number of records manually. So just we will cross verify on the IDE once. So I'm going to use online SQLite website to test that value. Already I have created two tables. So T1 we have two ones and two zeros and three null values as per this Excel sheet. So as per this spreadsheet, I have created the T1 table. For example, two ones and two zeros and three null values. So another T2 will be three ones and double zero and double null. So let's go to this online website. Let's check value for T2. So now you will have three ones, two zeros, and three nulls. Two nulls you will have. So now you need to find the how many records for inner join, right? So how do you join the tables? Select star from and table name, and you need to specify what type of join you are going to do. So inner join, and then we need to join with T2 table. So T2 table on what condition? So on T1 dot value equal to T2 because I have mentioned a column name as a value. So yeah, that's the reason I'm specifying the value. So now if you run that commands, you will get a records. See, so now it matches, right? Now you are able to see how many matching records for each table for inner join. You are able to find one we have as we mentioned in this spreadsheet. if you open that spreadsheet, just opening the spreadsheet now. So we specify we have a T1 table, two ones, and then three ones, right? Totally one, it will match with three. Totally we will have six. In zeros, we will have four. Null, we will not able to match with inner join because it won't match null values. So as per the SQL conditions. So now we should get one matching records are six, zeros should be four. It should be 10 totally. So if you check now, count one, two, three, four, five, six ones, and then we need to get four zeros, right? One, two, three, four. Totally, we have 10 records for inner joins. So just as per our calculation, it's correct. Just we confirmed in the SQL in the joins as well. Let's go to left join now. So if I run the query, so now we need to get the inner joins count because we will get inner join is 10 plus what are the missing records for left join. We should get three extra null values because we are keeping the L1 table now. So for if you see the values of ones, one, two, three, four, five, six ones and four zeros, you are able to see, right? And we have a three nulls because we are keeping the left side T1 table. You might remember the T1 table. So T1 table has three null values. So T2 table has two null values. We are keeping the T1 as a left table, and then we are joining from the T1 table with T2. So we need to keep the T1 table all the rows. So that's the reason we are keeping null values because null values in inner join it won't match because null value empty value cannot be equal. So that's the reason in inner join you won't get the record, but you will get the records for left join because we are keeping the null records. So left side table you need to keep it. So you will get now you are getting 13 records. It's matching the our count. Or just you can use count if you want to see the exact count. So on the screen. So you will see, let's run. You have now you are able to see the count of left join. We are getting 10. So left check for left sorry inner join. So previously we checked, right? So let's check the count now. So we will get 10 for inner join. So now you see how many rows are available totally. We have 10 rows for inner join. Okay, let's check for right table now. Let's see all the records. Let's type right join. So now you will get the data for right joins. What need to be done? We need to keep the right side table as a T2 table as a we need to keep it as a base table, and then you need to join with T1 table. So now as per our conversation, inner join plus left side non-matching record or plus null values, right? So now if you check the table now, we have 10 matching records. See, you are able to see ones and zeros, and totally we have a 10 records. Now you will get only two nulls because we are keeping the T2 table as a base table and joining with T1. So we need to keep all the T2 values, all T2 rows. So that's the reason we are keeping. We are getting two null values for T2 table. Okay. Then, so you need to find the count, right? Now, you will have, if you count the number of tables, rows in this table, you will get around, you will get a 12 records because you will have two null values plus inner join. So just it's a 12. For full join, now we will see the full join count. So can you please guys guess the number now? So already I told that number as well. Just So you will get 15. How I'm saying 10 plus 10 record for inner join, 3 null values in the T1 table, 3 null values from T2 table for this scenario. So now let's see the total records. So let's put the star and run that query. You will able to see all the 15 records now. So because one it's matching with 6 records. So we will get a 6 values, and zeros it's matching with 4 records. So we have a 4 records. We have two values in this T1 table and two values in T2. So null. So how you get 15. How you got 5 values. How you got it? Begin this T1 table. We have a what is a full join. So you need to join all the rows irrespective of matching or not matching. First you need to take the match values, and then you need to show not matching value as well plus null values, right? So in this scenario we don't have any not match records, but however we have null values, right? So in null values you need to take from T1 table plus T2 table. So T1 table we have a 3 null values, and T2 table has 2 null values. It will create a totally 5 rows for, because it won't match, right? How you can able to find that? So totally you will get 15 records. This is the way to find the total number of values for uh, records for left join, inner join, right join, and full join. So this is the most important interview question. So I have attended in multiple interviews. It has been asked by multiple interviews. So make sure you learn this topic before going to interview. So in this series I will post all interview questions. What are the questions has been asked for my data engineering my interview, and my friends interview questions. So I will collect all those questions. I will post in this series in this channel. So if you like this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. So yeah, thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.